Bonjour, mes amis. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the First Unitarian congregation in Ottawa. I'm the Reverend Eric Meter, the lead pastor here, and welcome to Worship in the Round. This is a different way. We're making sure everyone is awake this morning. We're starting in a new space. I thought we would have far too many chairs than we had people, but people are standing. Thank you. Oh, we have a wonderful morning. Yeah, if you have a chair next to you, would you please raise your hand? Come on in, come on in. We had hoped that there would be enough space with the Advent spiral for the young ones to sit on the floor, but not so much. Not so much. There we are, there we are. Come on in, come on in. That one, I'm going to need to take that, or I can go back there. You can sit here. But if you want two chairs together, you're better off in the back. Whatever you want to do. You know, in a little smaller space, we look like a lot more people. There is a benefit to that. This morning, I am joined by Marie, who will introduce our Advent Spiral, Jody, who is at our keyboard behind me, who is providing musical accompaniment for it. Our worship this morning is Sharmila, and Jen, our music director, is ready to go with our opening song this morning, the Advent classic, O Come, Emmanuel. Please let us sing together now, and rise as you are willing or able.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. My name is Sharmila, and I'm delighted to be your worship associate this morning. Whether you are taking part in this worship celebration from your home or wherever else you may be, whenever you may log on, you are welcome here. We acknowledge that our FirstU campus is located on traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory, and that the work of reconciliation is the responsibility of our congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves and all those who have the willingness to understand, to be of service to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice. I'd like to invite Phil from our Board of Directors to highlight our announcements for today. Phil?
Thank you. 3 quick announcements. First of all, congratulations to the choir. You can't hear me. Is that better? Okay. Last Sunday's choir concert was a huge success. We raised almost $1,000. Congratulations to Jen and to the choir. On Tuesday, the Earth Speaks series continues with a presentation from former congregant Reverend Francis Deverell, who will acquaint you with all the pleasures and challenges of traveling across Canada in an electric vehicle. And on Friday, the youth group will be hosting a pizza party for kids from 11 to 17. Details of both these last events are in the EUU and on the website. We encourage you to sign up to receive the EUU, our weekly email newsletter, check our Facebook and Instagram pages, and our webpage for notices and updates. Our calendar continues to be as full as ever, though as local and global health conditions change, many of our activities still take place online. Whatever your heritage, whatever your faith, whoever you love, and however you identify, today you are part of our spiritual community, and you are welcome.
Thank you, Phil. One further brief announcement. The Go-Go Grannies will be selling organic maple syrup. If you hadn't noticed it before, it will be still for sale at the back of the worship hall after our service this morning. Will there be someone willing to help me out? The chalice is a little far away. Would someone be willing to go up and light the chalice for us this morning? Someone's trying to be voluntold over here. It does not have to be that person. There we go, Marie. We light our chalice this morning to these words adapted from those by Lisa Day. Our ancestors got it right. The bonfires and the candles and the evergreen boughs and the libations and the songs and prayers, all these bring light, if not the sun itself, into the deep darkness of winter, the actual light of fires and candles, and the spiritual light of hope and joy. Though we cannot hasten by our actions the sun's return, we can bring the light. And so, as we light our chalice this morning, we do. Come, let us worship together.
I'm very short. So I was asked today to come in and talk a little bit about the Advent spiral and where it comes from. And what it all means. So several years ago, Susan McEwen and I introduced the Advent spiral. It's also called the Winter Garden, to the families in the RE program here at First Unitarian. It was well received by the RV community, and it became a beloved annual event for many families. So this morning I'm just going to explain where it comes from, what's involved, and what it all means. So it's important when embracing a new tradition to know where and from whom it came. I first encountered the Advent spiral many years ago when my children were young and attending a Waldorf school. It's a long-held tradition in Waldorf schools worldwide and goes back to the 1920s, in Scotland, actually. The inspiration for this festival came from a Bavarian custom where farmers would bring moss and twigs into their homes and form a spiral on a table and light it with candles placed in apples. So that is the provenance. And so what is involved? Evergreen boughs, as you can see, are placed in a double spiral on the floor, and a large candle is placed in the center. The room is dark, and the mood is peaceful. There's no talking or chatting. Everyone is seated around the spiral. Each person, one by one, enters the spiral with an unlit candle placed in the apple, which acts as a candle holder. They make their way to the center, they light their candle, and they place it along the outward arm of the spiral. And you can see little stars along the evergreen boughs, and that's where you place your lit candle. The room is very dark at first, but as each person takes their turn, the light increases. At the end, there's a spiral of light illuminating everyone. It is quite a magical experience. This activity can be done in silence, but it's usually done to live music. Music is soft and repetitive. Harp, acoustic guitar, or singing are the best options. And in previous years, we have sung children into the spiral with a simple song and a melody played softly on a keyboard. And I think you have the words of that song on some of your seats, I noticed. The tune and the words are easy to pick up as they are repeated for every person entering the spiral. So there's a hushed and meditative quality to this experience. So the Advent spiral is if you're wondering what it might mean, the Advent spiral is a celebration of light. It is no accident that so many festivals take place during the coldest and the darkest time of the year. The Jewish celebration of Hanukkah, the Hindu festival of lights, Diwali, and earth-based traditions that honor the winter solstice are just a few examples. So we have reached the darkest part of the year. This festival is about finding light in the darkness inside ourselves, outside in the natural world, with the shortening of the days and an increasing cold, and the plants have died and the animals have gone into hibernation. We can also find dark times in our society. And we can have darkness within ourselves when we have insecurities and fears. The growing light of the spiral reminds us that the days will lengthen and summer will come again. We can take the light and carry it within our thoughts and in our hearts to give us courage to face life's difficulties and give us hope that the world will not always be in darkness. The light will return, the earth will thaw, the plants will grow, the animals will come out of hibernation. All will be well.
Good morning. So we are so pleased to be able to share this with the general congregation. We have had such an amazing time sharing this with the RE folks downstairs. But we have a little secret. We're a little nervous. So please just bear with us. It's going to be a beautiful meditative time. So I have all the logistics for you. As you can see, there is a big star. That is our entrance. Actually, I'm just going to walk it while I talk. So you are going to begin here. How do you know when to come up? We have a little elf that's going to come and tell you. She's going to come up and just let you know we're going to have about 4 or 5 people come up at a time to receive their apple and get ready for the spiral. You will then speak your name to Rita, and she will call it out for everyone to hear, and she will have the mic. You then enter your spiral with your apple, and normally we would take it at a very calm, gentle pace, but as you can see, we have a lot of folks here today. So, you don't have to run through it. It's not a race, but you come into the spiral, you light your candle, and then you can place it on a star. And there is a separate exit for you to leave the spiral. Once all these stars have been filled, if you need another star, you can just continue from the outside of the spiral to fill up the stars. For time, we're going to ask families to go through together. So you can tell Rita your family name, like the Jacksons or the McIntoshes or whatever, because we will actually sing your name. That's why it's important, because we hold space for you as you're walking the spiral. Couples, we encourage you to go together, and even if you want to take a friend with you, it would be nice if, probably 2 or 3 people at the most to walk the spiral. Once you have exited, you can find your spot, and people will just file through as we go. Yes, we are going to turn off the lights. It is going to be dark. So if you have mobility issues, or maybe take a friend with you that can help you guide you through the spiral.
She just meant that we're doing families together. So I think that's okay. So, Crystal.
I think each one should be in a bowl for fire safe, because it's just your apples.
Somebody's on the team. Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, ready? So Crystal and Michael.
Crystal and Michael. The McDonald's.
Do you want to just wait till they come back out? You can just wait here till they come back out.
Okay,
And then I'll do your name.
Ria,
Woods.
Until they stop singing her song. Once her song's over, then I'll send you.
I didn't hear that.
once her song is over, then I'll send you.
Let me take your arm or your hand. I don't know. Let's see.
The Woods,
Fred, Evelyn, and
Fred, Evelyn, and Phyllis.
Just wait, okay, sweetheart?
The Hudsons and Friends.
The Hudsons and Friends.
David. Barbara.
Barbara,
See if anyone wants to go with me. I just saw her second. She'll be right back.
And your name?
Heidi,
Wiley's.
the Wileys,
You're the gatekeeper, are you?
I think so, yeah.
It'll take an hour. Michael?
What's your name?
John Rutherford.
Sorry?
John.
Okay, just as soon as they're done singing, then I'll send you. John,
And your name, sir?
We can go now.
Lana, and Lana and Carmen. Joe, Joan, and Sheila.
Brent and Mary. And Carol, Brent, Mary Ellen.
Brent, Mary Ellen, and Carol.
Bill and Agnes. It's Bill and Agnes.
Davis.
Davis.
The Davises.
Wendy and Linda. Okay. Should I start? Until they stop the song.
Wendy and Linda.
Lena and Marilyn.
Lena and Mary Lynn.
Susan and Brian and Terry.
Okay.
Susan, are you going by yourself? No. Okay.
Susan, Brian, and Terry.
There's some on the second row as well. There's some down here as well. And your names are
The Berntson family. Marissa and Arietti. Leander and Isidore.
Bill.
Bill. Marie.
Can you, very first one here, move it from there.
Barb and Sam.
Barb and Sam. Nao, Seth, and Erickson.
Donna and Ed.
Donna and Ed.
Marie, David, and Anna.
There is not.
Marie, David, and Anna.
Phil.
Excuse me.
Phil.
Philip and Joe. My wife is just gonna stay here.
Did you get a candle?
No, I didn't.
There's some right here.
He's old. How many left?
Not yet. As soon as he stops. Sorry. You can go now.
Philip and Joe.
Judy. Judy, okay. We'll just get you to wait for a second. We just wait till they're done.
Judy.
Susan and Dawn.
Susan and Dawn.
A candle. There's a candle over there.
Andrew.
Oh. People don't have the words. People will know it where they won't.
We could just do 2 verses. We could just do 2 verses, maybe. Or, I mean, whatever, yeah, whatever's gonna make it. Speed things up.
Ken and Lee.
Or, yeah, I could just play it and say it as well.
Follow the inner.
Then it will, we'll still do it, but we'll, okay. So when I see people come, I'll just start doing it. Like when I see people come through, I'll just start.
We've still got probably a dozen people that speak this
Okay.
so I think you just have to- I'll give you a heads up.
Okay.
Rita,
You want to help me then? Well, tell me when.
And getting hearing aids a week from Tuesday, so I'll be able to hear people.
Rita,
Get in front of me if you're calling names.
Barbara, Barbara,
I did. Lynn and Susan. You guys went together? Nancy and Julia.
Nancy and Julia. Chase and Chuck. Catherine and Ron. Eric.
Thank you all. For those who have been here in this space, we've worked a little magic. It's snowing outside. Let us now go through both set of doors, if that works, whatever is comfortable to you, into Worship Hall, where we will conclude our worship service. We will hear the choir, and we will festoon our mitten tree.
Can we take a picture?
There have been pictures. You can take a picture. Yeah, if you've got a phone, go for it. on the music stand there.
People look east, the time is near of the crown of the year. Make your house fair as you are able. Trim the hearth and set the table. People look east and sing today. Love the guest is on the way. First be glad the earth is bare. One more seed is planted there. Give up your strength, the seed to nourish, that in course the flower may flourish. People look east and sing today. Love the guest is on the way. First be judged when night is dim. One more light the bowl shall brim, shining beyond the frosty weather, bright as sun and moon together. People look east and sing today. Love the star is on the way.
Thank you. Once again, let us get settled as the snow accompanies us. We have gone once again from darkness to light. We will make haste with the rest of the service, giving things the attention they deserve. Looks like some young ones may be taking off. Have a great rest of your day. Today we will pause just briefly for times of joys and sorrows, placing stones in water as the ripples extend through, past the bowl, past through these pews and past out our doors into the community at large. Two joys for this morning. Ed celebrated a milestone birthday yesterday. He's looking younger than ever this morning. Happy birthday, Ed. Where are you? There you are. Happy birthday. And did anyone happen to see the moonrise last night? Oh, my Lord, what a beautiful world we live in. Grace notes, grace notes, grace notes. All right. Let us gather in a brief moment of stillness and meditation for the joys and sorrows that remain in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. And then Jen will bring us forth with music, and we will festoon our mitten tree. First moment of stillness, reflection, and quiet. Hundreds, if not more, years ago, we think it started in Northern Europe, but it could have been anywhere on the globe. People decorated evergreen trees during the long, dark nights of winter. And a story came from that years, hundreds of years later, about a woman watching the children wait for their school bus, and how one morning she noticed that one of the children didn't make snowballs like the others because he didn't have a full set of mittens. And she started sewing mittens for he and his fellow classmates. And they weren't sure where it came from, but they thought it might have come from her, so they started presenting balls of yarn. And a cycle was developed. And you see the tree behind us, in front of you, behind me, and it's got lights on it, but it needs a little more color. Needs a little red and pink and purple. Are there other mittens in the house? And they're still for sale out there if you need some. I'll foot you the cash. I'm good for it, to an extent. Let us have families with young children come forward first, and then children of all ages can follow, practicing a little patience. Jen, will you play while we make a mitten tree? I probably said the same thing a year ago on this day, that don't be surprised when the adults act like children and throw the mittens on the tree. And I said, these people? Looking great, my friends. Looking great. I think it's time for a choral anthem. Jen, what about you?
So for today, you're going to be hearing members from all three of our choirs with the lovely piece Where the Light Begins by Susan Labar, with an Advent-themed text by Jan Richardson.
Choir, thank you. This morning, as we're doing things differently, we won't be taking our regular offertory collection. That said, donations can be left in the baskets in the back of the hall or sent to the congregation's financial manager, Michelle Jackson. Don't forget to pick up your Christmas baking pre-orders from the Granny Go-Go's just back there after the service, or actually it's in room 2 downstairs until noon today. Maybe they'll give us a little more time. And for anyone who didn't walk the Advent Spiral earlier or would like to again, Jody's let me know she will play for anyone who would care to after the service. Now, as we prepare to extinguish our chalice this morning, let me leave you with these words by Scott Taylor. Joy doesn't simply rise. It flies, it flings, it is flung. It is passed between you and me, between the one who has just received a gift and the one who has been looking for it for a long, long time. It is a beautiful and elegant contagion over which we have more control than we may think if only we share it. If only we notice that joy is not ours to keep, but ours to pass on. So let's light up the world, my friends. Joy blesses us with its exuberance so we can make that blessing grow. Right there. That flame has been extinguished, but the spark of our morning's chalice resides in all of you. Jen, your maternity leave begins in about 47 minutes. We wish you, your husband Sean, and soon-to-be big sister Rennie all the best in the months to come. And we very much look forward to you being back with us late this summer. Will you please bless us again, folks? Because of the season, we are changing our closing song. Will you please join in Deck the Hall, number 235 in your gray hymnal.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Join the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow we in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la.
You may be seated. You care to extend your hands to those near and far. As we prepare now to leave this space, may our hearts remain open and our minds remain clear. Yes, reaching, reaching, reaching. We are people of both reason and heart, of both memory and hope. And may we also always remain people of love, providing a place in this world for our spirit, a place that can perhaps best be known as home. As now we return to the challenge of helping the world come alive in love, let me say, go in peace, my friends. Go in peace. Happy holidays, one and all.